Jesus to see if they could tangle him up in his words. Remember, the Sadducees didn't believe in resurrection. So these men came to Jesus, and using a practice Moses instituted regarding marriage, they brought it up to see if they could trip Jesus up in his theology. So this is what it says. The same day came Jesus to the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, meaning no children, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the 7th. And last of all, the woman died also. So what that is saying is, you're not seeing me, but it's okay, is that there were 7 brothers, and the first one married a woman, and he didn't have any children with her, and he died. And so the next one married the woman to bring forth children, and then he died, and it passed down to all 7. And then they get to the point of it, verse 28. Therefore, in the resurrection, they asked Jesus, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. So remember, they don't believe in the resurrection, and they say, so in the resurrection, Jesus answered and said to them, you do err, not knowing the Scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Okay? Now, we all know that one of the draws the Mormon missionaries used to entice unlearned people into Mormonism is to tell them that marriage continues on in heaven, including eternal sexual relations and the family unit. Of course, the missionaries add the only way this is possible for a couple to stay together eternally is if they enter into an LDS temple, because every other marriage ends at death. But what does Jesus say here? He says, for in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Now, if you pull this passage out and use it on the LDS missionaries, they'll often say things like, well, of course, Jesus was speaking the truth. In or during the resurrection, there will be no marriages performed. Therefore, you have to be sealed while you're on earth in an LDS temple to obtain your eternal marriage. I can't believe the stuff these guys come up with. Jesus' teaching is plain. In the Luke chapter 20 account of the story, Jesus also says, listen, the children of this world marry and are given in marriage. But they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world, talking about the future world, and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. Neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of God, being the children of the resurrection. So, in the end, Jesus makes the doctrine of marriage after this life, among other things, perfectly clear to the Sadducees. First, he delineates between his kingdom and the kingdom of this world. And in answering these Sadducees, he makes it clear that these are the 2 kingdoms to be considered. Then he adds that it is the children of this world who marry and are given in marriage, meaning that in that world, or the world to come, we're not involved in that kind of thing. All this means is that while we're in bodies of flesh and blood, as children of this world, we will be having relations with our spouses, and we'll be bearing children, and therefore we will marry according to God's law. This is why God gave us marriage, to sustain an orderly and functional way to bring children into this world and care for them. But then Jesus makes it clear what those who follow him will be like, saying, but they which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world and the resurrection from the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. Neither can they die any more, for they are equal unto the angels, and the children of God, being the children of the resurrection. In other words, Jesus makes 3 facts perfectly clear to these questioning Sadducees. 1, there is a resurrection. Okay, that's his first point. 2, marriage nor marriages exist in this resurrected state. And 3, there is such a thing as angels, because those who are worthy to obtain his kingdom will be, Jesus said, equal unto them. In Joseph's Twistianity, one of the things he did was sell people on a non-biblical utopian idea of heaven. And he took earth life and he applied it to heaven, and he took heavenly themes and he applied it here to earth. In doing so, he took marriage and made it one of the preeminent ideals of this life and the life to come. It's just not so. So people once again have to decide, am I going to believe Jesus or am I going to believe Joseph?